We've seen superheroes in Marvel movies rescue people and save the world. From Captain America bringing back soldiers from Hydra base, to Iron Man rescuing a plane, Spider-Man saving Gwen Stacy, Black Widow saving her sister, Black Panther, Thor, and every superhero we've seen from Marvel Studios. But what about we talk about some real-life superheroes Marvel needs to hire? So here's what I did. I put a call through to Marvel Studios in my mind to let them know about the superheroes and see if they could hire some of them. Here's how it went. Hello Marvel Studios. Hi there, it's Marvel Studios. How can we help you? I'm a YouTuber who needs your help. Sorry, but if it's about the Avengers, presently they're on a special mission trying to resolve the conflicts between Russia and Ukraine, so they won't be available. Oh, sources with that. I'm not asking for the help of the Avengers, but I have an offer for you. Okay, shoot. There's a bunch of real-life superheroes that I would like you to hire. Nice. We're open to that, but they must meet our requirements and we'll make our final verdict after taking a look at their acts. Okay, thanks a lot. It's coming up. Let's start it off with a question. What would you say to someone who rescued you from this?
Shown at Matt, watch this young fan stab that ball before it does any damage into the seats.
I think a big thank you will be enough. But before we go to the next one, take a look at the reaction of the men around.
Stab that.
But if you think that's straight off the roof, then stay tuned because there are many more superhero acts that would leave you speechless. What are the odds for something as this to happen?
I mean, I love our chances. You know, it's been keep it on the field.
Just imagine if the golf ball made contact with the correspondent's face. She would have simply turned the interviewee. But now let's take things to the next level. This man right here was on the verge of falling down, if not for the intervention of these superheroes who helped him get back up. After that amazing save, he sure feels safe. Next, we have this young boy who is about to cross the road. At first, he looks confused and scared, but finally decided to cross. But something unbelievable is about to happen. He could have gotten hit by that vehicle if not for the intervention of this superhero who risked his life, got hit by the car, but saved the boy's life. So here's a question for you. Can you risk your life for someone else? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you get to a train station and something as this happens, what would you do? One boy, due to some circumstances, pinched his legs to one of the doors of a rail car, but passengers realized this and tried to pull his legs out, but found out that it would only hurt him more. Then they did something unbelievable. They joined forces to bend the rail car just in a bid to save the boy. They could have also gotten stuck or something worse, but they gathered to help the poor boy and finally rescued him. Undeniably, there are still good people out there who care. A mother's love is priceless, but you'll believe that statement more when you see the next act, and even more when you see the one that comes after it. A mother desperately hands her children to firefighters as they escape flames from their burning apartment. She hands over her children to the firefighters one by one over a railing and finally joins them after saving her kids. Now take a look at what became of this building. Just imagine if they remained there. That's nerve-wracking, but let's take another look at a mother's love, but now on a deeper level. This mother can be seen throwing her kids out of a window. That looks inhumane, but your perspective would change when you realize a reason for doing so. She was saving her kids' life from their burning flat on the 5th floor. They were trapped with no other way of escape. She dropped some bed sheets, which bystanders held tight, but after saving her kids, something disheartening happened. She passed out. Trading her life for the safety of her children, firefighters were able to reach her, but she died in the hospital. To all mothers out there, thank you for the sacrifices you make for your children. And to the fathers, a thief with a gun barges into where you are presently. Would you realize if he's holding a fake gun? Because James noticed that a person dressed entirely in black with a motorcycle helmet on his head as disguise didn't fret, but told him to leave. On hearing those words, the robber took to his heels, but James decided to pursue him. After a long goose chase, he caught up with him and held him till the police arrived. James was applauded for his courage and was also congratulated by the chief of police himself. Now that's more like it. But here's something that's more like it. On April 3rd, 2018, an American man named Bill was standing outside the door of a library in West Columbus. He was waiting for his daughter to leave the facility when he heard police sirens blaring and closing in on him. He looked around and saw a man running towards him, followed by a horde of armed police trying to stop him. But Bill did something not many people can. He risked being shot by the 18-year-old thug who was holding a Glock 9mm pistol with an extended high-capacity magazine containing 29 rounds by simply but courageously stretching a leg backwards just as the thug passed behind him, making the criminal stumble and fall to the ground, giving the police enough time to make an arrest. Bill was highly commended for his brave act as he helped the police and saved the life of many. What a superhero! Marvel sure needs to hire and name him Bill the Leg Hero. But we'll know about that later in this video. As people grow old, their strength diminishes, but a grandpa proved otherwise. Dennis O'Connor one evening was sitting at the counter of a bar with his friend Tim Murphy, the owner, when a group of young thugs armed with guns and hammers burst through the front door and started attacking them. But Dennis did something brave. As a retired millwright, he went after one thug while Tim Murphy went after the other. A gun was pointed at him, but he went beyond that and grabbed a chair with the idea of knocking out one of the thugs with it. What a brave grandpa! But here's some additional information. It was only 86 at the time of this event. It's advisable not to go out when it's flooding, but a 53-year-old lady borrowed a friend's van to go to a pharmacy when she was trapped by flood water. As time went on, the van was swallowed completely under the floody water, but an Aquaman came to the rescue. A Red Cross volunteer named David saw the van from a distance and decided to go to the rescue in his lifeboat. He arrived at where the van had disappeared. He and his team started to look for it. After a few seconds, he managed to break the vehicle's window, dived into the water and pulled out the 53-year-old victim and the dog. Just imagine if David didn't come to a rescue. I kept this act for last because it's really breathtaking. Here's Mamadou Gassama, a young African from Mali who used to walk around the streets all day looking for work opportunities. He was passing by a building one day when he saw a 4-year-old child clinging to a balcony's railing. This child was suspended in the air for more than 15 meters above the ground. Mamadou launched himself with his bare hands while being encouraged by pedestrians, climbing up to rescue the child. You sure can call him the Spider-Man from Mali, because he defied the void and the height that separated each floor and finally saved the child's life. What a risk, but it was totally worth it because he was later recognized and even invited to the Élysée Palace by the French Republic's president in person amidst other noteworthy recognitions. These real-life superheroes really deserve to be recognized and appreciated because they are saving lives and making the world a better place. Now to Marvel's reply. After taking a look at these mind-blowing acts, Marvel Studios has made its verdict. So what would that be? We'll get back to you.